In 2012, I was drawn into the enchanting embrace of Bandar Seri Bagwan, Brunei, during my extensive travels across the Asia-Pacific region. Brunei, a land celebrated for its awe-inspiring mosques, felt like a page torn from the tales of Aladdin's majestic palace. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the city unveiled its captivating charm, a tranquil oasis where the architectural splendor of its mosques reached new heights. The hauntingly beautiful call to prayer, the azan, echoed through the streets, an ever-present reminder of the thriving Islamic culture. Before my arrival, a friend had dismissed Brunei as boring, joking that the entire country shut down after nightfall. His words, though meant in jest, hadn't fazed me. I assumed he was indulging in a bit of exaggeration to keep my expectations in check. On my first day, the sun hung low in the sky, casting an ethereal glow over the city. I flagged down a cab and instructed the driver to take me to a Mamak restaurant, with a preference for one nestled in Gadong, the vibrant commercial heart of Bandar Seri Bagwan. While the driver kindly suggested dining at our current location, my determination to explore Gadong remained unyielding. However, upon my arrival, the beautiful call to the Isha prayer captivated me, drawing me toward a nearby mosque and compelling me to offer my prayers before continuing my exploration. Following my prayers, I made my way to a Mamak restaurant, longing for nasi goreng and teh tarik. To my surprise, they served my food to go. The waiter handed me the teh tarik in a plastic bag with a single straw. I attempted to convey my desire to dine in, but he merely shrugged and uttered, "It's closing time." With a sense of disappointment, I settled on a nearby bench, unwrapping my meal and sipping the teh tarik through the plastic straw. As I finished, I couldn't ignore the fact that the entire marketplace had shuttered for the night, and an eerie sense of desolation settled over the surroundings. I couldn't help but recall my friend's words about the city's nightlife. Fearing the impending darkness and an inevitable night without options, I ventured onto the now deserted streets, determined to flag down a cab. However, the heavens had other plans, and torrents of rain began to drench down. For a glasses-wearing individual like myself, rain proved to be a nightmare, rendering my eyewear nearly useless despite countless futile attempts to wipe away the droplets. I wandered through the empty streets for what felt like hours, convinced I was on the right path, following a familiar, slightly curved road. In the distance, a dimly lit, caravan-like structure caught my eye in a yard. With desperation gripping me, I approached and knocked on the door, hoping to find someone who could provide me with directions. The atmosphere around that place was palpably eerie, and the absence of a response sent a shiver down my spine. I decided to return to the road, where the relentless rain showed no signs of abating. Moments later, a sinister awareness crept over me as phantom footsteps, unseen and uninvited, began to echo through the empty streets, though no one was in sight. I hastened my pace, but those ghostly steps mirrored my every move. The silence and solitude intensified the dread, and I felt a chilling presence lurking just beyond sight, watching, waiting, further heightening the unease. As the fear rose, I sprinted and collided with an unseen obstacle, losing consciousness. When I awoke, the rain still pounded relentlessly, and I found myself near a small car that had crashed into a bus stand. Smoke billowed from the engine, the vehicle toppled over with its wheels spinning in a maddening perpetual motion. The accident must have been fresh, but there was no sign of a driver or any other soul nearby. I called out, but the chilling silence offered no reply. Out of the blue, a shadowy figure emerged, their movements laden with sinister undertones. I swiftly turned to retreat, but the figure whispered softly, "Tolong Saya." Failing to grasp the meaning of those words, I broke into a run, only to find the phantom steps mimicking my every move, halting when I did, and resuming as I pressed forward. Terror gripped my heart as I fled into the endless night, the haunting voice repeating behind me, "Tolong Saya," an unending chorus of dread that pierced my soul. Those ghostly footsteps, undeterred by the ceaseless downpour, relentlessly pursued me, propelling me deeper into the abyss of madness. Then a voice broke through the darkness, calling my name. In my panic, I turned to see the manager of my accommodation shouting from a distance. Somehow, I had stumbled right back at my place. I ran and clung to him, trembling uncontrollably. He ushered me inside, and from that moment, my memory became a foggy, fragmented haze. When I awoke the following morning, I remained in a daze, forever haunted by the surreal night I had endured. I inquired with locals, scoured the news, and even ventured back to the scene of the accident, but no trace of the extraordinary events I had experienced could be found. There was no record of any such incident occurring that night. To this day, I am haunted by the uncertainty of what transpired that night. However, years later, I discovered that the words I heard, Tolong Saya, which had felt alien to me, were, in fact, from the Malay language and meant "help me." It was a cry for help, but the question remained. Why was it asking for help from me? And more importantly, what entity or presence was making the plea? As the echoes of the plea, Tolong Saya, continue to reverberate in my mind, I am drawn towards the realization that sometimes we are merely conduits for what transcends our own existence. These stories, these voices, these cries for help, they all originate from the ether, from the uncharted territories. Thank you for watching AIK Dastaan, where every tale is a testament to the human spirit and every voice resonates with the truth as they perceive it.